Welcome to another edition of the Cliched Crow podcast. Actually, tonight we're going to be diving into actual infrastructure of how we submit our content to the various services and platform. So if you don't know, I am Josh, also known as Two-Town Waffle here on Any Creator Hub Network. But yes, what I'd like to say is that we're going to be talking about streaming apps, the streaming encoders that we use to broadcast ourselves. What I'm using right now is to ourselves to get out there to the rest of you guys, the viewers, and our community. The overall world of streaming encoders and apps actually has changed quite a lot since from the very beginning, because all there was really was there was beginning implementations of XSplit and the OBS Studio. No, it was OBS streaming or OBS broadcaster, which is open broadcast software. But that was pretty much it for the average everyday person that can get their computer to be able to handle going live and doing whatever content that they were planning on doing all at the same time. And if you had enough bandwidth on the internet, you these little pockets were springing up all over the place, but mostly were central around large cities. At the beginning of, what is it, 8 years ago, there was a major shift and people wanting to be more of a live streaming, because at the time, Justin TV was pretty much the big thing to deal with live streaming, where the guy was going around streaming his life and all his day-to-day whatever he was doing, which in turn, because that brought a lot of people in wanting to do live streaming, but they didn't want to do in IRL or in real life. They wanted to do like in gaming or anything like that. So what happened is that an offshoot called Twitch started up because a lot of people were doing gaming related things on Justin TV, and Justin TV was only for IRL kind of content. And a lot of people were trying to do the gaming, but it was like, no, you can't do that here. Go do it somewhere else. So what they did is they offshoot and did the Twitch. A nice big circle change of things is there's not there's still a lot of gaming aspect, but there is a huge, more vibrant market for the just chatting and IRL stuff. But that's going off on a tangent. We're just going to be talking about the actual software that do this kind of content. Right now, I use a software called Ecamm. This is a Mac base that is for only the Macintosh or Mac OS system or ecosystem, I should say. There is other alternatives called OBS I can use for a Mac, which is OBS. OBS is a great free software, hence the name Open Broadcast Service, because it is essentially open source. A lot of people can take it, write whatever they want to it, and return their contribution back to the project, or create extensions or plugins that take the core of what OBS is and improve it, which a lot of people have done. There's what's his name, Exaldro has done a lot of plugins for OBS, like the move plugin that takes your camera or any kind of source and you can move it seamlessly all over your screen, or depending on if you have a hotkey set up. But at the time, way back in early days, like I said, all there was really was there was only a simple version of OBS and XSplit. Now, that's not to say that was the only thing, but those are the only two items or solutions that you can get if you wanted to do this yourself. Anything that was consumer based, those are your only options. Yes, for professionals, there's TriCaster. I believe vMix was out at the time, and there's some others that were completely out of the realm of a consumer-based product that is more for the professional side of things. We're talking about like your TV news stations, small public access channels, because yes, those were a thing at the time. And those feature sets within those software were very beefy, required a large amount of computing power to use. Nowadays, You have your, of course, you can use TriCaster, but that's a more of a physical thing that is like tens of thousands of dollars. But you can have something that is takes that basic concept and puts it down into a small manageable piece of software that you can put on any computer as long as you have a decent computer to run it. I'm talking about like a software called vMix. vMix is very powerful that you can have multiple channels going. You can easily swap between different scenes and have instant replay showing up, have instant replay cameras features from multiple cameras into your video production. Now, vMix is more along the line of prosumer to professional level type of software. It does get a little pricey. I believe the starting price is around $80, but you are limited to only a certain amount of things that you can do with it. The next level up is around $300 to $400, but the nice thing is that it's a one-time price. It's not You're not paying $300 a year for the use on it or $300 a month. So there is that nice little catch there for the consumer that I would say I am part of. Is you have multiple selections. You have OBS, which is pretty much used by all, I want to say, and give it a number, around 80% of the content creators and live streamers that are out there use OBS. Another option, which is basically OBS, but it's been forked by Streamlabs, which they call Streamlabs Desktop. They taken the OBS, slapped their labels and their doodads all over it, and they provide it to people who want to use it. More of a streamlined OBS, but it has a little bit more resource intensive parts of it. And a lot of the other stuff that you want to use it with, you would have to pay their $20 a month to get all of their scenes and their overlays and all the other stuff that they offer. Now, there is another option. There is XSplit. XSplit has been around for many years. And yes, it's a paid app, but just like Streamlabs, it has a more streamlined way of doing things. It's not a version of OBS. It's pretty much its own software, which is a great thing because they have a dedicated team that focuses on providing support and constantly upgrades and updates the software that is used on it. Now, there is a couple other new ones that are popping up recently because everyone wants something a little bit different than what normally people would usually use, like OBS. You have Prism. There's one other one that is right now, the name of it is evading my thoughts right now, but the thing is that the ecosystem of broadcasting and coding software is or has been exploding over the past 3 to 4 years. No longer are the days where you need to learn how to do any kind of like programming or how to do some kind of plug-in infrastructure and stuff like that. It's everything is almost pretty much is plug and play. Is you put in your stream key, type in a title, hit go live or start stream, and you're off on your own creating your own creative journey. So it's one of those things where we have so many options now. It's almost coming to a point where it's too many options. And of course, there's those parties that they have their loyalties lie in one camp over another. And it says, oh, if you want to use something that's more simple and easier on your computer resources, you have to use X. Don't use Y because each resource is like it's candy. And there is so many times where that has come to a head where people have actually gotten into arguments. It's ridiculous to think about that people are arguing about what streaming software you use to create your content. It's kind of ridiculous at times because you see it all the times over like Twitter or Reddit, and it's just, I don't know what to say. It's ridiculous to really think about it. But it's something where it's human society. We're all human, and you're going to break off into your own little cliques and say OBS is the end all to be all, and anyone else is not using OBS is not doing anything professional. And then you have other people that says, if you're not using vmix, then you're not a real content creator. How can you be someone that takes this stuff seriously if you don't use vmix? I'm just sitting here doing what I am comfortable with doing. I use the software that I like to use the most, which in my case is Ecamm, because this is the software that I've looked into a lot of times for a while and wanted to use because it's a more, I won't say it's simple. It just takes the work out of actually creating your content. You create your scenes, create your sources, get everything set up. Of course, that's with anything. And then you just go live. It's also easier for me to do it because I can do it on a M1 Mac Mini, which I use for my streaming PC, because that's something that I feel in my workflow has the capability of doing the things I want it to do without relying on a single point of failure as one PC setup, which it has come to fruition where several times where my gaming PC has just decided to blue screen of death or just completely hard crash and lock up. But at least my stream is still going because I have a 2 PC setup. But that's to say the least of however you want to create your own content and however you want to go about your own creative journey is completely up to you. The best thing I can say is you try out these different pieces of software because a lot of them, pretty much actually all of them, have a free trial that you can use for 14 days or 30 days, depending on which one you want to try or try them all. Of course, OBS is free completely. Streamlabs, the desktop version, is free as well. There's only one piece of software I would suggest no one check out or use is Wirecast. Wirecast is very complicated. It's very resource intensive and very expensive for what you get. And you don't really get as much as you would. If you wanted to pay the money, I would lend people to go check out vmix instead or Ecamm. If you want to go that route, go check out the other thing because Wirecast is, in my personal opinion, is not the best. And it's completely beholden onto you to actually look at these sites, look at the features that they're offered and are offering to you, and if it's something that you can use in your own workflow. If you're just starting out, let's say you're starting out game streams on Twitch or Kick or whatever, and you want to just have that scuffed look, by all means, go just use OBS, pop in your webcam, pop in your game capturing, and that's all you really need, really, is a camera. You can use any kind of camera. You can use a C920 or 922, whatever it is called now, and a $20 or $30 fee-fine microphone will fit you or fit 90% of the people out there perfectly fine. You don't need a $300 microphone or $500 setup for audio. Fee-fines are really good for what they are. You get more for what you pay for it, which is surprisingly, because you think, oh, it's a $30 microphone, it's going to sound like absolute garbage. I haven't found that to be the case at all. It's very comparable to a decent microphone. Yes, you can tell between someone using like a beacon mic and a fee-fine mic. So it's up to you, really. It's how much you want to spend starting out. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars. At most, maybe less than $100. Like I said, it's just get a camera, or hell, you don't even need a camera. All you need is just a microphone and start from there. You save yourself $80. Don't get a camera. Who cares? Just do some gameplays with just you narrating how you're going about your gameplay, and use OBS with the simplest form. Like I said, adjust your audio setup and your game capture. That's all you really need is just to get started, is just a microphone, your computer, and and OBS. If you want to go ahead and start playing around with plugins, go to OBS Project's website. Yes, there is some concern because there are some people out there that have posted there is a fake link that is like a gotcha. It's not good. So be sure you go to the obsproject.org, I believe that is. Okay, so yeah, it's obsproject.com, and that will take you to the actual site that you can download. And they have a forum there that actually has all of all the information that you can think of, is how, if something's going wrong, you can easily find a solution to it, or find someone who is also experiencing probably the same situation that you're in and find a solution there. They also have downloads of all the plugins. My only thing I want to say is don't go crazy with all the plugins. Start with the bare minimum. Start just with just learn the core features of OBS itself, and do that for the next couple months. Try out different things within the OBS core. And then what you could do is start learning the different plugins. Just don't over indate yourself with 16 different plugins going at once, and you have filters galore, because eventually what's going to happen is you're going to have burnout, because something will go wrong and you're going to make yourself crazy trying to figure out what is causing the problem. Just keep your workflow as simple as possible until you get the necessary knowledge and you're comfortable with your own workflow and going through your own process of creating content, doing your live streams, and then slowly start adding one thing, start learning how to do that, or what you can do with it, what's possible with it. Give it another couple months and then flesh out from there. This is the thing that I see a lot of times, where people are throwing themselves into these software without fully knowing what they're getting into, because they see the large streamers or large content creators using this stuff and say, oh, I want to use that too. That looks pretty cool. What they don't realize is that it's been years that these people have been learning and using the software, and they have gotten to a point where they're comfortable with it, and then they can explain how certain things work. Now, for a new person coming into the world of content creation, it could be daunting at first to see all this stuff, and it's, I was going to give up. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is not for me. And probably it's not for you, because content creation and live streaming is, how do I put this nicely? It is not a fun place to hang out. There are so many bad actors. There's so much things that can go wrong that you can burn yourself out. You can hate the content that you put out there and you just give up. You just have to take your time and finding what is available for you, how it works. Take the time to see how it works and just go from there. That's the only thing I can say to anyone who wants to start their journey into content creation and live streaming, is just take your time. There's no need to rush in and try to figure out how everything works within a week. Because, okay, I'm not going to say, but the majority of the people out there, it's not going to work out. But for the 1% to 2% of you out there that are fast learners, awesome. More power to you. But to the majority of people out there, this is going to get to a point where they're so overwhelmed and so underwater that they really don't know what they're doing, and they feel like they're putting out a crappy product, but it's not the product, it's just their workflow, and it's just how much of a reliance on the software that they relied on is actually hampering their product and their production value. So I'm thinking what I would say to, like I said, to anybody that's just coming into the content creating space, is start as simple as possible. Start with as a webcam. If you have one, that's great. If you don't, that's fine as well. Or use your phone. You can do that with Trovo. No, you can't do it. It's only capturing the gameplay on your phone through Trovo Cast. You can use, there's an Elgato product that you can use to capture your cameras. There's Cameo. If you have a Mac, you can use your iPhone with the, not Stage Manager, but there is something, it's with the latest Mac OS, that you can use your phone, your iPhone, as another camera. And just use what you got. And that's all it really is use what you got. I've seen people that use their phone, they're playing or their console on TV, and they have their phone pointed to the TV, and recording their gameplay that way. And that is, you gotta think these big brain plays. It's like, really, the most awful looking production value, a lot of times that's what people enjoy. It's weird. We spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars getting all this stuff ready to go to have the best production value that we can. And for a majority of the people who, especially people, viewers that are on Twitch, they could care less what your content looks like as long as the person's funny, has a good time, is talking to their community, their viewers with chat. That's all they care about. They, like, again, like I said, with the TV, the camera pointing or the phone pointing at the TV and recording the gameplay, it can be the most potato looking video, but many people on Twitch don't care about that. The big successful Twitch live streamers like XQC or even say L Tyler One, they use crappy webcams and on a system that probably costs maybe $1,200 over like the $1,200 PC with a gaming PC and 2 monitors and a webcam. Especially with the case with Tyler One, his audio is completely horrid. I hate listening to that man speak on his gaming headset, especially when he yells, which is 98% of the time. But people want that. It's weird. You just have to create the content that is geared for the audience that you want to cultivate. But if whether you want to use a system or a software that like OBS that is completely open source, is ready to go out of the box, or spend hundreds of dollars on something that provides a more professional appearing case of content that you want to produce, it's comes down to it that you have to make that deciding factor, is that the software that is out there, it's dedicated to one thing or another. So that's ultimately that what is coming down to it is what kind of community, what kind of content that you want to produce, and the people that you are geared towards is a deciding factor of what software you're essentially going to use. If you wanted to do gaming, this is my little way here as we wrap up, is if you just want to do quick gameplay sessions, you just want to have fun, you don't really care about anything else, you just want to live stream on Twitch or Kick, just use OBS. And just use the OBS core. That's all really you need to do. If you want to add a little bit more sparkle and pizzazz, start playing with some plugins in OBS. If you want to go a little bit further, use something like vMix or XSplit. Or if you want to actually use, if you're on Mac, use OBS on Mac is possible as well. It's open for it, especially on the M1s and M2 chipsets, or I should say Apple Silicon, or look into Ecamm. Now, if you want to look at any more of our past episodes, because we're getting close to our 7th episode, do be sure to check out our community over on Indie Creator Hub, especially our YouTube channel. If you also want to check out other audio or video portions of this podcast, if you want to check out other audio portions or video portions of this podcast, check out the links that you see on the screen, or check out our podcast over on Spotify, Apple Music, or I should say Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and anywhere else, Pocket Cast, or anywhere else that you can bring in your podcast player of choice that you like to listen to. If you can also subscribe here on Indie Creator Hub's YouTube channel, we have the playlist on the podcast section just below. Go ahead, hit that follow or subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Until next time, keep streaming. That's the best thing I can say right now. Just keep streaming. You can do it.